What's Wednesday afternoon? How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody's name popping up. My leathercraft family. I think I'm finally able to say that. It's a little tough to say. Hope everybody's doing good. We got audio, we have video, and it might even be in focus. Nailed it. I hope everybody's having a good week. Wednesday, and spring is a coming. Now, we talked about Ren Fairs are coming up. So, not this live, but the next one. We're going to kind of go with that theme. Now, we're not going to leave all the folks out that aren't into the Ren Fairs and the costume stuff. But next time, we're going to do something. I'll work on it between here and there. Now, we don't have a giveaway this week, and I'm sorry about that. Miriam is actually in a meeting for most of the live. And well, thanks for doing that. But anyway, so we're kind of out here on our own, no adult supervision. Let's enjoy this. All right. So I hope everybody's got something good on their work table. That's why we're happy people. We always got something to look forward to in our shop. Got some good stuff to talk about. I hope it's worth your time. I really do. We got to start here because everybody, Jerry, first one in my shop today, all of you, always welcome in my shop. Come on in, make yourself at home. Absolutely. Carrie, nice to see your name pop up. Bridget Benson. Bridget, I'm looking forward to eating some Indian food with you next time I'm out in Prescott. I will look forward to that. Enjoyed that. Really did, Bridget. Thank you. That was a good evening. Still thinking about that. Shane, Shane Sesta, hope you're doing all right and you're staying on me. I saw the comment on the armor series. Absolutely. Now would be actually the best time to do that video would be going into the fall or maybe going into the winter so we have time to work on it until spring. All right. So Ren Fair, folks, we've got Ren Fairs are going to start coming up here soon. I was just looking at my armor today. I need to dust my armor. I need to pull it out. I need to see if it still fits because now that we're approaching, now this isn't an official holiday, not recognized anywhere but me, but it's take off the hoodie day. Yes, that means spring has sprung and summer is coming, which also means I need to get myself back into doing a little bit of exercising because long winter. And then we wear these, big frumpy clothes through the winter. So nobody knows if we put on an extra few. Yeah. Until we take the hoodie off and go, oh, crap. In fact, I kind of look like I'm melting now. But anyway, we're not going to go into that old chestnut. But it is time to get the costume out, do a few repairs, make sure it fits. Lose a little weight if it doesn't. Nah, screw that. Let's just let the costume out. That's the easier way to go, right? So, so next time we get together, we'll do a giveaway that kind of aims towards the period folks, the costume folks, but we're not going to leave everybody else out. We'll have a good giveaway. Maybe we'll even do two because I was thinking about this. We need to have an anniversary for the live. I think we've been going 4 years now. We started, I think it was sometime in March of 20. But we don't know when it started. I don't know if we have any way to figure that out. I think we've asked and tried to do that. But anyway, we'll just, it's somewhere in March. But next time we get together, we'll have a good giveaway. Maybe if I can talk the boss into it, maybe two. I was thinking about, something from Weaver and something from me, something from my shop, maybe do two giveaways. So Miriam and we're going to talk about that, discuss it, see if we can't come up with a good plan for that. But also, too, I have to get the armor out, put some armor suits up behind me. Yeah, after I dust them. Yeah, and I need to see, does my gambeson still fit? Do my pants still fit? Do my boots still fit? Does everything still fit? After a long winter of eating very well and not getting outside too much and wearing nice big clothes that hide all those pounds, right? Yeah, so, okay, I'm going to walk away from that one. Let's get into some stuff here. Again, I hope we have a good live for you today. Got some good stuff to look at. Got some good videos coming up. I'm hoping. I'm going to leave that to y'all to decide, but I think we got some good ones coming. And Shane, still working on that armor thing. That's a big one, and it takes a lot of planning. I know I keep saying that. We've talked heavily about it, but then it kind of fell to the wayside simply because the amount of time it will take to try to get that going. It'll be like 8 of them. 8 plus patterns, plus I got to make one. We got to make one in the video. But we do have a good one coming up that's going to be for everybody. For the period folks, we got a couple of videos coming up for y'all as well. Some stuff I've picked that I think looks really good, that aren't super difficult projects, but that look really good on costumes and will cover a large span of time. Yeah, way back. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that we've got some good videos coming. We'll talk more about that. I got a list coming up. One coming out Friday is pretty cool. I saw this years ago, kind of didn't think about it for like a decade, and then thought, you know what? That's a cool idea. Got another one coming up. Well, we'll come back around to that. We'll come back around to that. But anyway, the point is, sorry, no giveaway today. But next time, maybe we can double up. I'll see what the boss says, and see if we can't get something good out there to a lucky winner. Jerry King, thanks for being in my shop, Jerry. It's good to see your name pop up. Carrie, Bridget, Dean is with us. Dean, good to see your name pop up. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see, Devin Williamson. I made it before it started. That's a first. Devin, doesn't matter. Come on in whenever you can. I know we all do this working for a living thing. Cuts into the middle of our day. Always does. But everybody jump in when you can. That's all that's required. Absolutely. And I hope it's worth either 1 minute or the entire time that you're here. Uh, let's move on down, y'all. Everybody, great. Oh, Shane, about to finish my first scabbard. Nice. Are you doing a side sewn or a traditional form? Love to see it. I would love to see that when you get it done. Um, yeah, and Bridget, you're exactly right. What's everyone got on their workbenches today? Ooh, and a pizza in the oven. See, that's what actually jumped out from your comment, Bridget, was pizza. Um, oh, pizza. Okay, anyway, covers all the food groups. Yeah, like a hamburger. Covers all the food groups if you drag it through the garden, right? It's the only problem with a hamburger is lettuce and tomato. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. We won't go into that chestnut either. All right. That's the other side of the cow. Yeah. So, all right, let's see. Oh, Carrie, is there pineapple? See, the pizza jumped out. So Carrie's wondering if there's pineapple on that pizza. Uh, oh, Dean. So glad I decided not to go outside and shovel snow. Dean, I'm sorry to hear that on one hand, but I'm glad to hear that on the other. Yeah, stick inside. Maybe with a little luck, it'll melt off. Yeah, we're in the South. I don't ever shovel snow. Um, kind of starting to get nice here, but it will for you, Dean. It will for you. It's coming. It's coming. Get to take those winter clothes off. I love summer simply because you get up in the morning, throw on a shirt, a short, some shorts, some flip flops. That's my native costume. Yeah. So, uh, kind of get used to wearing all the heavy clothing. And look at me complaining down here in Georgia. Right. Down here in Georgia. This is our winter clothing. I have 2 or 3 winter coats. I don't think I've worn them in 2 years. Well, I will when I go up to Ohio. Yeah. Which, speaking of, going to be in Ohio. We'll talk about that too. Got some classes coming up. Hope anybody that's nearby, hope you can come up and say hello. I would look forward to that. Let's see. All right, so Devin Williamson working on smalls, trying to improve and speed up my hand stitching. Nice. Yeah, it's actually not bad because I've tested this. We've done this in a video. If we've got good chisel holes, we can do about 2.5 inches a minute. That's not bad. I mean, if they do a foot of hand sewing in a little more than 4 minutes, that's not really bad. And the hand stitching, right? It's so much prettier than a machine. But at the same time, I'm just a hand sewer. I've got a Cub, I've got a 303. I just like to hand sew. And I hear from so many people, it's therapeutic, you know. Here's something that's an odd point, and I've mentioned this before. I don't know if anybody's experienced this or not, but when we hand sew, like we're using our chisel and we're working that in and out, our fingers are getting a heck of a workout. Then we jump over to hand sew that, and we're sewing and we're pulling. What happens is our brain, muscle memory kind of takes over. So our fingers really kind of know where that next hole is. Our brain can detach a little bit, listen to music, talk to people, watch a movie. Before we know it, we've sewn 2 feet. It's like, how nice. Excuse me. There we go. Sorry about that. Um, but it's not fast. It can be a little bit tedious, um, but so worth it, so worth it. And two, with a machine, I'm pretty good with a machine. In fact, we'll look at this here in a little bit, but that's a cub stitch. I can sew that relatively well on the cub. It's just, I just with hand sewing, I know where every stitch is going to land. That chisel, right? We know exactly where that stitch is going to land. With a machine, I can be a little bit squirrely going around corners like coming to a belt tip. That can be a little hard, especially when we try to hit that last stitch right on the point of a belt. Um, Typically, what I'll do is start on that point and then work out. Makes the whole thing very easy. Here's another trick. Um, Try instead of using a chisel on the tip of a larger belt, or even for any belt or strap, really. We've got the wood handled scratch awl. Let me grab one. Yeah, this little guy, big help in our shop. But if we take this and just go straight in right at the tip of the belt or the strap and push that through, well, now we've got a rounded hole. So now a diamond chisel is probably not going to be such an issue, but if we're using a flat chisel, we've got kind of a flat spot across the end of that strap. The smaller the strap, more noticeable it is. But if we take this and go through and simply use that as our chisel hole, we'll have a perfect corner on that, or a perfect point on that. I hope that's helpful. But these little things are a huge help. It's a little wood handled all. Um, Anyway, I like hand sewing. I know we've talked about that, but I love the hand sewing. It's not very fast. In fact, Dean, we got a comment here. Hand stitching is what it is. You're exactly right. Going fast. Good luck with that. It's all I do. Okay, Dean, I'm with you on that. Yeah, preaching to the choir on that one, because I love a hand stitch line. And something too that's great. I'm gonna catch up a little bit while I yap. Um, and I'm not kidding. Up to about the time I joined Weaver, 10 years ago now. I mean, I go into my 10th year this summer. Man, it's just flown by. If you love what you do thing, right? Um, for so long, as far back as I remember, with hand sewing, we had four colors of thread: black, brown, beige, and white. That was it. And we had, I don't even know if we had multiple weights. I don't There was a big one and there was a little one, right? Then there was the linen lace, which has never really been one of my favorites. It's old school, linen. It's an old school lace. It just to me doesn't have the strength. And I found that out a couple of times, like when we go to tie our knot. And if I a great way to tie knots, and I'm going to try not to get off track here, is with our stamp tools. I'll come back to that. But if we really crank down 888, yeah, I'm gonna answer that one. Anyway, so when I would crank down on the linen thread, it would pop on me. Doesn't happen on the poly and the nylon. Nylon's okay, it's a little stiff. I like the poly base thread the best. Um, but yeah, I've just had the linen thread pop on me a couple of times when I'm tightening it down. It's great thread. Absolutely. It's going to hold for us. But also what I was talking about, for those of us that don't have a lot of strength in our hands, or which I have done a lot, we sew down and we didn't measure correctly. We didn't get enough thread. Yeah, right. That's why I use like this much extra thread. Even if I'm sewing a 4-inch piece, I'll use like 3 feet. Not really, but close. But the point is when we get down, we got these two little nubs. Well, I wouldn't say nubs. We need a little more than that. Hopefully, we didn't screw up so much where we've only got that left, right? So, but what we can do is take one of our thinner stamp tools, because they've got a knurled handle. Take those and wrap the thread around it on each side, and now we can hold the tool and tighten that down. Makes the whole thing very easy. We can get a really good knot. But again, for those of us that maybe don't have a lot of strength in our hands, that's a great way to tighten down a knot, because you have no issues whatsoever. So try some stamping tools if you're having trouble getting a knot tight. But um okay, so I guess we got that one. I guess we got that one knocked out. I don't know where I am today. I don't know what's happening. Older I get, I'm getting stupider. Well, okay, first off, if you use the word stupider, Well, kind of a giveaway, right? Anyway, my wife and we can't remember actors' names and and things. I don't know if that's just getting old or just not using this muscle, which I kind of don't really use much. Anyway, all right, let's see. Yeah, Carrie, I'm still over 2 years, no coffee or caffeine. Tomorrow will be 2 years and 2 months. Carrie, again, I applaud that absolutely. Wow, that I am coffee's the first thing. That's half of my morning. It really is. And typically at the end of the day, Jill and I will we'll make a pot of coffee around 4, for that last lap, right? To get us through the last lap, or at least to dinner. Uh oh, Carrie, very good. Keeping us laughing. Carrie, thank you for that. Susan M. had a craft fair scheduled for last weekend, canceled because of a snowstorm, dumping 22 inches of snow. Susan, I'm sorry to hear that. That breaks my heart to hear that. You get all ready to go and you get your inventory going, and then a show is man, shows are just, we did one this past weekend, and geez, the wind was outrageous. There was a hat booth next to us, and bless their heart, every 10 minutes, their hats would blow out across we made a joke that, you don't have to buy anything, just be fast enough and stand downwind and you'll get something free. Shows you can't, that's a one variable in a show, the weather. Now, if you're deep summer, typically in the South, it's calm, pretty days, other than hot. Um, you're okay, but spring and fall, when the seasons are changing, man, doing a show is an absolute crapshoot. It really is. Um, and I saw somebody else here. What was it? Well, it was Bridget. Yeah. Um, Bridget, you had a craft show. Now I'm trying to scan back through this. Bridget, I think you had a craft show this past weekend. Oh, here we go. Yeah, okay. God, it just jumped again. Anyway, sounds like you had a good weekend, even though you had a rainy day. Still had a good weekend. Yay for that. Yeah, when it rains, you just tuck into your tent and play Candy Crush. Right. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, oh, well, Taylor Miller, bless your heart. Thank you for that. Uh, hey, there we go. Name change coming. Bless your heart. Thanks for helping folks out. That means more than you know. It really does. I don't know if we can actually see the depth of what happens when we answer a simple question for somebody. And I'm not just talking leathercraft, I mean just life in general. So y'all, anybody that drops in some help for somebody, big thank you from me and all of us. Absolutely. Um, the worst thing, I to me, the worst thing is if somebody new to the craft runs into an obstacle, right, or a roadblock, um, and they get frustrated and drop out and put the stuff in a closet and move on. That's the worst thing that can happen to me because we all know this. We get so much joy out of the craft, right? I mean, not just making the products. That's fun in itself, but design, are we going to sell them? Are we going to give them away, right? Oh, you want to double your joy on that one? Give a beautiful something you made to somebody close to you or a perfect stranger. Jeez, I don't do that very often because, we put a lot of time in stuff we make, but nonetheless, it's a great craft. And I would hate somebody to run into a simple problem that any one of us could answer in a heartbeat. It's a simple solution, but they bail out of the craft because they get stuck and frustrated and probably irritated. My shop has a level of irritation regularly. My shop's a damn mess. It is. I've been working so hard and fast late for the last like 4 weeks. We're getting our house painted. The HOA says we got to paint our house. I sort of agree that anyway, it needs to be painted. The point is, the gentleman that came by to give us a quote, he's a woodworker. Yeah, super nice guy. And I mean, we're cousins, right? Leather workers, woodworkers. we're cousins, at least first cousins. We just talked for an hour. I think we made him late for his next appointment. Um, but it was fun to talk to him. And when wood, I mean, they're so beautiful what they're able to do with wood. And I can kind of see through their eyes, looking at the things we make out of leather. But we were joking again because I told him, we call y'all wood chippers and y'all call us cow jockeys. So we're good. Right. Little trash talk between cousins. Never hurts, right? Um, but it was fun to talk to somebody. And also too, and this is a point we talk about from time to time, we're lone wolves. We really are. Um, I don't really have anybody that I do leathercraft with. So to me, it's fun to get on the chat, and I hope it's good with y'all too, um, because we can talk amongst ourselves and we can use language that we understand, right? We can talk to somebody that understands what we're talking about, and that's even our spouse, And Jill, she's in the shop. She works in here from time to time, but still, it's to really talk in terms that we understand. We don't get that a lot. So, being able to get together like this, that's a big help. And I hope y'all feel the same way. Some camaraderie, brothers in arms kind of thing. We can speak to each other and we know what we're talking about. That's where I'm going with that. But the point is, I hope this is good for everybody to get a little feel of talking to other leather crafters and ideas and answers and tips and tricks and all of that. So where I'm going with this is, y'all, anybody that puts in a good answer to somebody, thank you. I mean, a million times thank you, because we don't know how much that little trick is going to help somebody. Maybe the next Al Stolman out there, right? And we just get them over that little hump. They're on their way. We got another one. We brought another one into the crowd. Anyway, oh, Taylor Miller. Oh, look at this. I'm an avid chess player. Oh, I grew up playing chess, haven't played in years. Would love to see a video on making a leather chessboard or even a transport tube for carrying a vinyl board in pieces. Actually, that's Taylor. We did a chessboard or a checkers board sometime back. I'm trying to think of exactly the name we put on it so you can search for it, but it came out nice. I really wish I'd done a collaboration with a woodworker. I really do, because we just went to a straight piece of plywood. I just stained the edges. Not great. Not great. But we did a nice border stamped border with the veg stand, and then we laid in. Oh, I've got it over there. It's beautiful, a gray and a blue suede. Boy, it really came out great. But I really want to collaborate with a woodworker on that. Get them to make us a base, chess pieces. Oh man. Oh, don't get me on that one. I will zone out and anyway, look back at that and see if that helps, or maybe even get you a good start. Um the tube is a cool idea though. I never thought about that. A mobile chessboard. I've got a Pente board I made 30 years ago to go camping, still using it, but I didn't think about that. That's kind of cool. Taylor, I'll put that on the list. I will put that on the list. Um, and speaking of the list, I uh I can't write down projects fast enough. They just keep coming in from all areas. And I like right now, I want to, and I don't even know where I wrote this down, wherever I'll find. Anyway, I've got a schedule for the boss so we know what's coming up. It's never right. I change it every week. Mainly, okay, in my defense, because these great projects fall out of nowhere. And we've got one I just finished Monday, uploaded it Monday. It's not going to be out for about 3 weeks because I'm finally a little ahead. Um, but I never thought about it. But what a great project. Belt related, mechanic related. So you probably know what we're doing, right? You're right. The cat's out of that bag. But it came out of nowhere. I just happened to see one. I can't even remember where. Anyway, the point is, and a rifle scabbard. I'm just dying. We've done a rifle scabbard, right? We did some stamping on it, some a basket weave on it. Oh man, We need to do one with hair on, like a window with hair on, maybe a reptile on the throat and the tip or whatever, this part and this part. Yeah, technical terms. You could tell I'm real good at this. Anyway, there's so freaking many things out there. I can't make them fast enough. Um, so anyway, I'm on a schedule. I've got this through to about, I don't know, late May, maybe. And then I've got a list of additional projects that I want to, additional ideas. It goes all the way into like this time next year. And that's not even going into the big list that I have on my left. Y'all, we got the best craft going. We can make so much crap, we can't even write it all down. I mean, that's okay, best craft ever. Can we name any other natural material that literally can make as many things as leathercraft? We can make everything we're wearing. Underwear, ooh, maybe some pig suede. Now, okay, now we're talking. Um, some shearling. Yeah, okay, socks, maybe. But everything else, yeah, we can. Um, and this is funny. I think I did this in one of our videos. And I do this on demos from time to time. Like if I'm doing a demo or a talk for folks that are new to leather, um, I'll count down. I walk into this, I go everywhere like this. I mean, this is again my native costume. Um, but I'll say, okay, let's count how many cloth items I'm wearing, and let's count up the leather items I'm wearing. And the point is, what I meant by that earlier, I don't look like I work in a leather shop, right? Hat, vest, boots, check. The point is that say on an average day we've got a shirt, underwear, pants, socks. All right, let's count the socks as one. So really, that's about 4 items, maybe, well, 4 items. Okay, now we got on shoes, and let me see if I can remember all this. All right, so our shoes, in fact, the shoes I'm wearing right now is one of the major brands, suede uppers. We got a belt, cell phone case, knife sheath, business card case, wallet, car keys, and then probably something. I mean, right there alone, we're already got more leather than fabric items on us, and we don't even look like we work in a leather shop, right? Let's really deck out. We could probably get 15 or 18 items going between cuffs and hats and hat bands and cloaks or coats or shirts and skirts. There's just no end to it. Okay, yeah. I am getting a little carried away. The point is, we got the best craft ever. No other natural material will make as many things as we can make with leather, and we can't even write them all down. We can't write them all down. I just since the rifle scabbard, it's leaning over. Company let me buy a replica 45 range rifle for the video. So that's in the scabbard, leaning against the one of my tables over there in the shop. Every time I walk by that, I think, ooh, stamp design, border design, spots, the reptile, the snake, the hair on. Oh man, how many I've got like now I don't have these, but if I sat down and just wrote this out, I'd have like 10 designs, 10 rifle scabbard designs. And I want to see every one of them. I want to see different colors and antiques and different textures. And there's not enough time. Okay, I think I mentioned last time. Um, with the acquisition of Ohio Travel Bag, I try to get 3 new products in every video, give or take. Sometimes it doesn't work, but so I only have to do, I think I did the math. I only have to do 5,243 more videos to get 3 each in every video. All right, so I worked that down. That's exactly 100.8 years. Oh, crap, I need a lot of good ideas. Not really. Evidently, they're coming in faster than I can make them, but I hope the videos are good. I hope they're good projects. Once in a while, we got a dud. Maybe not a dud. The only reason I say that, I got one coming up because it was, there's just something I use in the shop. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be a great video? Kind of in a sarcastic tone. Well, wouldn't that be a great video? And then I started looking around my shop. I use these little things everywhere. So on one hand, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a weak video. But on the other hand, man, I mean, yeah, these are a big help to me. So I'm kind of iffy on that one, but leather elements, again, we got ideas coming out of every direction on those. I'm just all right. So where we're going with this, greatest craft ever. And I'm going to do my best to make some great videos on great projects. And I hope y'all agree on that one. Okay. All right. So let's see. Where are we here? All right. 4-year anniversary. We talked about that because we need to, Miriam and I will start working on something for that. Let's see. Also, too, quick note, if you ever want me to do a shout out for somebody like a birthday or anniversary or whatever, um, email me before the live at supplyinfo@weaverleather.com, just so because I've missed some. And I think about that the rest of the day. It just, ah, ah. Anyway, so, all right, let's jump back over here because, again, I got like 11 pages of script. It's like I'm scared we're not going to have anything to talk about, right? That's anyway. All right, so, um, okay. Yeah, we do. Here's what we got to talk about because, all right, last time we got together, um, I had talked about just making this cool list of things we can decorate our projects with. So when we sit down to design a project, instead of thinking, well, I could, or maybe I could, all right, I actually wrote this down. Maybe not a great idea. And since I wrote it down this morning, I've already started adding to this. Okay. So here's our list of ways we can decorate a project. Okay. What would happen? Let's do this. Let's do this. Give me a second because you'll see where we're going with this. All right. I'm thinking we got about 30 possibilities here. So let's do this with our calculator because math ain't gonna do this in my head. Um, that's a combination. If we just do two of these together, that's 900 possibilities. So when we start, what do we got on this? 50 million possibilities if we start combining all of these decorations, right? Okay. Anyway, so all right. So this is just a decoration list. This is just a list that I can use when I'm going to design a project, and I'm not going to use this, right? Not going to use it. But anyway, I thought it was something funny. All right. So right here, I've got under tooling or carving, I've got 3 lines here. That's 3 ideas, right? 3 ideas. Let's pick the best one. Are we going to tool or carve? How about stamping? So on that, I've got I've got two options for design, and then I just dropped in border. Are we going to use a border stamp? All right. So how about our hardware finish? We've got 6 finishes. I think 6, maybe 7 if we count stainless. But now we've got our hardware finish, so we can now work on a combination of our conchos, spots, closures, D's, O's, squares, buckles, clips, and hooks. Right? Okay. That's our hardware. All right, do we want to add braids? How about spots? Yeah, one of my favorites. Do we want to do spots as a main decoration or as a border design or a combination? Um, Wet form design. And we've got some cool wet form designs. Light faded design, which is kind of an odd one. That was an accident I kind of stumbled on. And we'll come back to that because I want to ask everybody a question. I'm struggling with this, but I talk about it a lot. We'll come back to that. Um, are we going to do a sewn design? Are we going to hand sew this? And if so, thread color, chisel. Are we going to edge lace? How about our dye color, stain, antique, paint? Are we going to do pyrography? What kind of top coat are we going to add to this? Are we going to combine multiple colors? Are we going to combine multiple textures? Are we going to go with some hair on? How about are we going to do dye combinations? Are we going to do a filigree cut? And if so, what color are we going to? Okay, so crap. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. But anyway, I thought it was a cool idea just to write down all the possibilities. So if we take one project, well, there's 35 different ways to decorate that one project, right? So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny to put all that together. Um, I'm so behind over here. Let's catch up. Um, okay. Christian Hamburger. Don't own a machine yet, but I've been doing hand sewing for 3 years. Now, and I just like the process and the versatility. Only use diamond chisels so far. I love my favorite is the flat chisel, and for a number of reasons, but I've started using the diamond, and it gives us a pretty zigzag stitch. If you do it right, and you can see in most of the videos where we do hand sewing with a diamond chisel, there's just a little bit of a trick to get that offset look, that zigzag look. But when you nail it, that is absolutely beautiful. I've always liked the flat chisel. The 1/8" flat's always been my favorite, simply because that was the only chisel out there 30 years ago, right? It's kind of like the sewing thread. There was no variety out there. Um, Something else, I like the flat because it gives us a very straight, very consistent stitch, which I like. Um, but also too, if we're gonna marry 2 pieces together, the only downside to a diamond chisel is it's a very small hole. So if we're gonna marry 2 pieces together, we need to either chisel together, which is really difficult, and not really the best way to go unless we're going with lighter weight leathers, like maybe 2 4 to 5s. But if we bump up to an 8 to 9 and a 4 to 5, that's tough, not only to get the chisel through, but it's harder even to pull it back out without reaming out the holes. And then if you've got a thick leather you're going through, almost impossible to get that chisel exactly straight up and down, which is why I don't add a groove line to the back if I'm going to do that, because we'll never hit that groove line. Then we've got a groove and we've got a stitch line that's doing that. Right, looks terrible. Um, so with the 1/8" flat, we've got a little room for error there, when we marry those 2 pieces together. That's one of the biggest helps to me. Um, but the diamond is really pretty, and we've got multiple sizes on that. I think we've got the 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I think. I have to look back at that because, again, I who falls into the rut of that's the size I use it on everything because I know it looks good, I know what the outcome is, I'm not gonna change. That's part of my problem. I like 5 stitches per inch. Just because. Well, now proportion plays a big part into our stitch length, um, because like on a little wallet, right? A big 5 or 4 stitch per inch is gonna look terrible, especially if we use like a 0.8 millimeter or maybe a 1 or 1.2 millimeter. The proportions are gonna be all out of whack. Um, so when we bump down to the smaller projects, it's best to bump down to more stitches per inch. It just looks better. So maybe on something like that, maybe it's the now because I just haven't used the diamonds enough to know. Um, is it the 3 millimeter? Oh, you know what? I've got them behind me. I should go look. Anyway, we don't need to. The point is, proportion plays a lot in the choice of our stitch length. So, that's why the flat doesn't really work when we bump down to the smaller projects. It will. It's fine. Card case, like a business card case or a credit card case, that's going to work nicely. But it is a nice touch to really get that stitch line a little more tighter for the smaller projects. Um, but Christian, thanks for jumping in and putting that in there. Nice. Um, Nan Parsons, and another one too. I hear this so often. I enjoy hand stitching. It relaxes me. I hear from so many people that it's a very therapeutic thing. Part of that may play into, and I kind of get this feeling about things in my shop and about camping. And I know it's like, really, where's he going now? You'll say camping is a lot of jobs. It's a lot of work, but they're small jobs with immediate outcome, right? Immediate satisfaction. We know what needs to be done, and we have what we need to do it. Putting up tarps, right? My shop's a lot of the same way. I know it needs to be done. I have the tools to do it. I have the materials to do it. So it kind of falls out. It kind of falls into that same category. So, I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry. I forgot where I was going with that. Jeez. My wife says, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And I just did that. Excuse me. Crap. totally forgot. And I try so hard not to do that, but we've met, right? Sorry. It's probably not a surprise at this point, is it? Anyway, so okay, well, let's move on over here because I just what something detached. I'm not sure where I am right now. Uh, but Christian, it's a good point. I love the hand sewing. I absolutely do. Um, very therapeutic. Very therapeutic. Oh, I do remember where I was going like 30 minutes ago. If that'll help, I'm a little slow at catch. The point is with hand sewing, and a lot of work in our leather shop. I don't really feel this much anymore, but I remember this. Okay, so if we do a lot of hand sewing, handwork, at some point in our day or our life, we're going to do that with our fingers, and you are going to notice a huge. It's going to feel weird for a little bit because our fingers, because all that exercise that we didn't really think we're getting. Best kind of exercise is the exercise we don't know we're getting, right? Yeah. Well, our fingers are getting that. And at some point you'll do that and you'll think, wow, my fingers, they feel good. I mean, they're strong and yeah, right. So anyway, it's just something, but try that sometime after you've been doing a lot of handwork. You'll notice a different feel in your fingers. It's kind of cool. Yeah. Because at least our hands are getting some good exercise while I sit on my butt eating donuts watching TV. Um, anyway, okay. Um, there's some out here. Yeah, I am no one. Real good idea on a chessboard. Yeah. Well, I need to write that down. That would be cool to collaborate with a woodworker. So let me write that down. I almost wrote wood chipper. I'm not going to do that. If I do, I'll write cow jockey just to even it out. Okay, there we go. We've got that on the list because that would be very cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Nola Jean Olson, glad you're with us. Y'all, everybody, thanks for being here. And I hope my just constant gabbing is worth it. I hope you can draw out some little piece of good information, right? That helps you out in your shop. Maybe you can kind of use a bit of a sieve or a strainer to get something useful out at all the BS that's flying around. Something good will come out of this. I hope so. I hope so. And I hope so for the videos too. A number of these, for the people who have been at it a while, I just hope there's at least something in there, that'll help us out. Uh, Oh, code name. Looking to start a new leather business, but social media has got a hold of me. Man, I don't have any tips on that because I feel like I have fallen off the tech train and it's leaving. It's in the distance, and I'm just struggling to keep up with the new tech that just seems to come out every day, and I just struggle with this. Code name I don't, but I guarantee you put your question in the right place. Y'all, anybody that's got some good tips, put them in there. Absolutely put them in there. Uh, let's see, Keith Gillishammer. Geez. I hope I'm probably not saying that right. Please forgive me for that, Keith. Um, so I need to switch to a machine for sewing. Weaver 303 seems to be my choice for machine. Keith, you're absolutely right. I love my 303 and I sew a lot on it. Um, here's what you need to go on though. Do you want to work on the chrome tans or do you want to work on the veg tans? The 303 is good. It'll do veg. It's just not designed to do thicker veg like an 8 to 9 or maybe a 4, 5, 8 to 9 back to back. It's just not made for that. It will do it. Absolutely. But what's going to happen is over time you're going to knock out your timing. And I don't actually know how to reset the timing either on my Cub or my 303. I'm going to be in Ohio in about a month. Yeah, a month from today. On my list to ask to ask the machinery guys, can you show me how to set the timing on a 303 and on a Cub? It's not difficult. I've just never done it. So I'll put that in the video. We'll set the timing on both machines. But Keith, um, the bigger point there, yeah, if you want to sew the lighter weights and the chromes, you cannot go wrong with a 303. It is so when I jumped on, I've had several machines. Um, I won't say the brand names because one, it's an age-old machine. I almost tossed that out of my shop. I had so much trouble with it. And it was made in China, not bashing the Chinese by any means, but what was so funny about it was the owner's manual. Oh crap. So it was written in English and oh no, I think it was probably written in Chinese and then translated to English. It was a mess. I wish I'd kept that because that was comedy gold. I can't even remember the crazy things that came out, but it was not a good translation. Anyway, and I've had some others like a console. That was a good machine. I bought it used. The point is, until I got to the 303, I never sewed much on a machine. Total newbie to sewing on a machine. I bet 10 minutes after getting the 303 put together ain't much to putting it together. There really isn't. I mean, you're sewing in about 15 minutes, but say another 15 minutes, you're going to feel like you've been sewing your whole life. It's that easy. Also servo motor. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this, almost all the old machines had a clutch motor. Man, it was either 0 or 4,000 stitches per second. I mean, it would shoot work out of the machine. I can't sew like that. I'm not a production shop sewer. Can't do it. So the console was okay, but I kind of walked away. I a servo motor, digital motor. Now technically, I've been corrected on that because it's not technically a digital motor. The point is that on the 303, you can slow this thing down to about one stitch. I mean, ridiculous, almost hand sewing speed, right? The thing there is that for those of us who aren't production shop sewers, that speed, I know exactly where that stitch is going to land. I don't have to worry about going into a curve. Oh my God. Nope, you don't have to worry about that because the motor itself actually has a speed reducer on it. You can turn it. I'm down to like the second from the lowest setting, but I'm comfortable there. And anyway, the point is 303 or the Cub, they're both fantastic machines for those of us who are not sewers. That's all I can say. And these two machines, these will last longer than we will, times 100. I bet they are so well made. Love both of them. Anyway, okay, so enough of the sales pitch on the sewing machines, right? But still, let me put this in there. I love hand sewing. And if I'm making something, if I'm doing production, I'm on the machines. Absolutely. Because you just can't make money hand sewing. Same with tooling. Now you can if you're Al Stolman, right? Or Jurgen Volbach or Jim Linnell, you can make money tooling. The rest of us that don't have a name ain't going to happen because we just cannot charge. We can't charge enough. We can't charge enough for hand sewing and tooling. Stamping can fall into that category. Where I'm going with this is that if I'm going to make something for me or family or friends or coworkers, I'm going to hand sew it. Absolutely, I'm going to hand sew it, and they're going to love it. Yeah, I forget the word. See what's happening? It's just psst. When we point out, I forgot the word point. Crap. Anyway, when we point out that this is hand sewed, and they're looking at it thinking, "Oh, he sewed this on a machine." Yeah, that's a whole new level of appreciation. Anyway, all right. Anyway, so let's see where we are because I can't believe I was thinking it was like, oh, 3:20. We got plenty of time. All right, so let's do this. Let's go over a couple of points here because I keep coming classes. We need to talk about classes, and I can't seem to shut up long enough to talk about classes. Y'all teach a class. Even if you're new to leather, does not matter. You can teach a class on making keychains or belts. And the funny thing is that the people in your class, you're gonna be a little surprised the first couple of times you teach a class. My first class was an absolute disaster. The project was too complicated. It took too You learn these things. You learn these things but keep it simple when you're coming up to speed. But what I'm getting at, actually, remember this, is that the people that come into your class, they're excited and they're ready. And they're not people walking off that fell in your class off the street going, okay, what are we going to learn today? It's not. They've gone to the trouble to sign up for it, to get there. You've got a captive audience that's going to hang on your every word. And when you finish that class, they're going to love you. They're going to love the project. You can't believe how much you get out of teaching a class. And that's not even, I'm not even talking about getting paid for a class. I'm simply talking about the simple reward that you get for bringing our wonderful craft to other people. Think how much we love our craft. Pass that on. Absolutely. So anyway, so much to talk about on that, but now we've run out of time again because I can't seem to shut up. Anyway, all right, so let's get over to the stuff that we need to do so I can keep my job. Yeah. All right. All right, let's see. Okay. So upcoming videos. We got one coming out Friday that's very cool. I think you're gonna like this one. I'm just looking for a place to use it other than a hat band. It's gonna make a cool hat band. But I just need to sit down, think about all the ways we can use this. Okay, Robin gave us an idea, and we've got that one coming up. It's a little step out of woodwork for us. It's a little step into of leathercraft. It's a little step into woodwork for us. Oh, we can pull it off. We can pull it. It's not a tough one, but it's a big help in our shop. Robin, thank you for the comment on that one. Yeah, and again, I got one out of left field. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but that one will be, that one might be 3 weeks out. But if you have a mechanic in your family, yeah. Well, first off, you're very lucky. That's nice. But second off, if you do, they need a pretty gift that's going to hit them on the nose, and we've got it. So that one's coming up. Um, all right. So also too, it is time. Now we're not going to go with this one. This is mine. Um, Actually, it's a price tag. I need to hide that. But how about we do the full rig gun belt? Absolutely. Now, on this one, things go south on me all the time because my first thought, let's make a gun rig. Let's make it easy. Let's get the feel for the holster and the bullet loops and the sizing. And oh, crap, no. Let's blow this up. No crap. Here we go. Another 2-week video. Anyway, all right. So we're going to work on that one. So the point is, I hope I've got some good videos coming out for y'all. I hope so, but I'll let y'all make the call on that one. All right, let's jump over to notes from the boss. All right, so store anniversary. We've been open a year, actually right now, I think, but things didn't line up to where we could get the actual 1-year anniversary on the date. So we're going to do this next month. The store anniversary, we've got a sale coming up. That is May 2nd through the 4th. I think that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we've got a good sale there. I'm going to be teaching 2 classes, actually 5, but I'm going to be teaching 3 wet forming classes. These are, okay, wet forming, snooze fast. Wow, we're going to make a pocket. No. This is cool. We're going to do a couple of basic things, get the feel for weights and then the last thing we're going to do is creative. And I've taught this class 4 or 5 times. I just wish that I had taken pictures of the creative things that people have done when I just give them some leather, a little board, and a knife. Damn. Dragonflies and longhorns and Harry Potter logos. And I've just been blown away by each and every design every person in every class has done. So not a snooze fest, wet forming. We're going to do something cool. Also, I'm teaching a beginner class to step into carving. Tooling. Technically, it's tooling. It's kind of a catch-all. There's carving and there's stamping. So what we're going to do, so let's do a feather. I don't know how well we can see that. Anyway, we're going to do a feather for the folks that are brand new that want to take a step into tooling. That's the coolest way to start. It really is, because it's not a difficult project. We get to use the tools. We get to get comfortable with them, get a feel for them, and we make something really pretty without tons of tools and years of skill. Okay. Let's see. All right. So watch for emails and social media Follow us for sales because we've always got new products coming out faster than I can put them in videos, in all honesty. But also sales. We've got flash sales always popping up. That's the best time to buy tools, liquids, and leather and hardware. Well, that pretty much covers it, doesn't it? Right? So, but nonetheless, if you've been looking at our stamp tools, we've got two levels. We've got an inexpensive and one that's a little more expensive. The one that's a little more expensive, I swear the price we're charging is half of what we should be charging on these. These are gorgeous tools and some beautiful designs on them. The point is, with the if you see something on the website, it's a little out of my price range, look for the sales. That's the best time to pick up everything we use. Um, okay, and one more. We've got a good sale. That's all I know. That's all Miriam told me is we've got a good sale coming up for April Fool's Day. Oh, yeah, make that list of things you need. Sale day coming up on April Fool's Day. Now, let's see. All right, so product of the week. I got 4 minutes. I can talk on these all day long. Our kits. Okay, we've got two types of kits, and these are great. One type of kit is like tools and liquids, things like that. Like say our die kit. This is a great kit, and I'm not going to just spend a lot of time on this. The point is that with our kits, we've got the tool and the getting started kits, like a beginner's kit here. If we want to start hand sewing, that's got everything we need. Now, I got to help design these kits. What I've always complained about with kits is a crap we don't need or want or use, right? Um, so our kits, no fluff. You're getting exactly what you need to get rolling in that direction. Oh, and the big boy here. Oh, look at that big thing. Look at that. Yeah, the 2.0 toolkit. That's got everything to get us rolling. So if you want a gift or somebody that may want to step into leathercraft, that's a good way to go. It's a little expensive, but geez, I mean, everything in there is going to last for years and years. Okay, the other type of kit is project kits. I love these stocking kits. Now, we're a long way from Christmas, but with these, the best thing going on these, and in fact, here's the arm guards project. I was a little bit surprised when I broke this open. So when we look at that, we think, wow, that's a little expensive. Um, for just a pair of arm guards, look at all the stuff in this box. Man. Okay, so the points here with these kind of kits, A, we get a pattern, right? Secondly, we get the project. So we can make that project, but we still have a pattern. Now it's time to make that project again. How about a new design? How about we start taking it in our own direction? We use that as a jumping off point to make it our own design, dye, colors, spots, braids. I could go through the list again, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But the point with these kits is we get the pattern, and that's the best point. But we also get one so we can either make that project or use that project. We make it, but we kind of use that maybe as practice to go to how many more do we want to make out of that kit. And a lot of the things in here, this is Weaver. I mean, they're not going to give you this ridiculous little tube of antique. No, you get the bottle of antique. Oh, look, RTC top coat. We get lace. We get dye. Punch set, dry punch set, never hurts in our shop. And I won't go into the big difference between revolving a rotary and dry punch. Both good to have in our shop. The point is we've got some great kits, but it's not just a one-off, right? Take that pattern, make it your own, run with it, have a great time with it. All right, 3:59, y'all. My point today, let's pay attention to the comments. Let's read the comments and not all this other stuff. Okay, well, now that since we haven't done that, I apologize again, but we met. Oh, Vanessa Kitty, yeah, the stocking kits they really are. Those are great kits. Oh, we got the eclipse coming up on the 8th. That's before we get together again. All right, so we'll talk about that Whoa, JP, I got hand tools from family in Japan. Oh man, I bet those are nice. Oh, I am no one solar eclipse sale. Oh man, we got to okay. All right. Miriam will see that. We'll talk about that. Um, okay, Noah Jean Olson, because I taught that just popped out. I taught um 4-H for many years, then taught adult leathercraft classes for even more, and absolutely loved it. But I'm seven generation. Are you serious? Seven generation leather craftsman and have tools back as far as great great grandfather. Wow. I would just love to sit down and talk to you. Very cool. Seventh generation. How about that? Noah Jean, glad you're with us. Glad you popped in, and I'm glad you put that up there. That's very cool. Very cool. All right, y'all. It's 4 o'clock. I feel like I'm working into your time now, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna wrap it up. Um, I'll do my best. Hopefully, next time we'll have some good stuff to talk about. I hope there's something interesting in there that'll help everybody out, or at least, fun to talk about at the very least. So, y'all, everybody have a great eclipse and a good Wednesday evening, a good second half of your week, a good weekend. I hope everybody's got something fun on your work table because this is the first weekend I've had off in about a month, and I'm probably going to be in my shop. Yeah, that's right. Even though I'm in here all day, every day, and evening, I'm going to be in my shop on Saturday. I'm going to make something for me, damn it. I'm going to make something for me, make stuff for everybody else. All right. So, y'all, I hope it's been worth your time. I really do. Thanks for joining us here. Just to see all the names pop up, and they just keep coming in. And I don't want to say goodbye. I just want to keep going because there's Uncle Mommy, Bobby, Susie. Oh, love your enthusiasm. Bless your heart. Uh, oh, bless your heart on that one. It's oh, I think it's a lot of coffee. It's a lot of coffee. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, thanks for every comment, every question, every answer, and those that put in an answer helping somebody out. Bless your heart. Absolutely. Thanks for helping out. So, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up at this point. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We'll have a good giveaway. We'll have some fun stuff to talk about. I hope I'll do my best. And y'all have a great 2 weeks between here and there. Love every minute of spending this time with y'all. And thank you for being here. All right. Love y'all. We'll see you in 2 weeks. So bye, y'all.